I want to talk about parallels between spiritual wounds and physical wounds. The way physical wounds heal up, I think, can be instructive in how we heal spiritual and emotional wounds. If you've got a flesh wound that's down to a certain point that didn't cut any tendons or anything like that, that doesn't require surgery, the body can heal that, just as the body of believers can help certain wounds be healed. But there's also those wounds that the body itself can't heal, not without help. And that is where God comes in, and even Scriptures talks about that by Christ's wounds we are healed. By Messiah's wounds we are healed. So it heals that way to some degree. Well, he heals our wounds, and he's the only one that can. He's the only surgeon that can. The great physician, as it were. And he also uses the Holy Spirit to do those surgeries. That's why it's so important to continue to stay with God, to heal like the wounds that a lot of us have from childhood of some sort, whether it be dysfunctional families or the things where people have suffered abuse of varying types, physical, emotional, sexual, whatever. All those abuses, those all leave wounds. And a lot of those wounds will not heal without intervention from God. Only God can heal those deep wounds. You know, the wounds of, someone said something or gossiped about me, or they did something in church. Those wounds can generally be healed by the body. They're relatively minor. But the wounds that we have from childhood that create struggles sometimes, or bad relationships throughout our lives, those are the wounds that only the great physician, only God through Christ and through the Holy Spirit can heal. There are lots of people that whether it be eating disorders or people have their different drugs, so to speak, whether it be workaholism or they control their need for control of a situation, and they become very controlling people to protect from getting hurt again. Those kind of people that become the control freaks, whether they realize it or not, or narcissists, or a lot of those wounds are only wounds that can be healed by the Father through the Son and through the Holy Spirit. Those wounds go deeper, and those wounds require, as we read this word and seek to obey it, those wounds can be healed. If we obey it, particularly. Obedience is like permission for the surgery, or going through surgery, allowing the Holy Spirit to do His work. Only then can certain wounds be healed. Some people, that have the deepest wounds from one thing or another, they're the ones that love most. Those that are forgiven much love much. And they're the ones that change the most. especially if they are truly serious and have an obedient heart. That's where he can change us. He's not going to change you so much through an hour or 2 hours in church once a week, or even twice a week, or maybe even 3 times a week. Only God can do it if you give him your heart. And if you continue to seek him. You can have wounds that won't heal because you won't submit to God. He can heal all things. But he can't do a surgery on someone who doesn't want the surgery, in a sense. He's a perfect gentleman. He won't try to change you unless you are willing. Many are called, few choose to listen. And staying in his word in a deep way, not in this let's play church way. That will never, ever, ever heal your wounds, I don't think. I haven't seen it, at least. It'll heal them superficially, but to have a true healing power, it's got to be in your heart. And the heart can heal in the sense because it pumps the blood. The heart, which I think is represented in the tabernacle by the Ark of the Covenant, not the mercy seat, but the Ark of the Covenant, upon which the mercy seat is the throne, God's throne on our heart. And once his laws written upon our heart and things like that, guess what? It's like an antibiotic or anything that modern day medicine where they inject you with some kind of medication to do different things. Everything is injected into the bloodstream. Almost everything is injected into the bloodstream. And why? Because it's the delivery system of nutrients and things throughout the body. And it's just marvelous the way it went together. But if God can get to your heart and circumcise your heart through the Holy Spirit, that's going to heal all the mind, the works of your hands, symbolized by the hands, your walk symbolized by your feet, can be healed. Can heal all those things if you let him inoculate you, so to speak. Now there are things that become thorns in the flesh that he doesn't heal for his purpose, because it serves his purpose to keep us humble. But wounds from your past, especially, those are wounds that only he can heal. The body of believers can heal some things and can be bound together, just like the boards were bound together by the rods, the sticks that helped hold the boards together, and the sockets that held both the top and bottom together. Maybe the silver sockets being Christ, the gold sockets being the Holy Spirit, binds us together. And, fivefold ministry, many things like that. Can help bind us as a body together. And heal wounds. The church wounds and all those things. So hopefully this is something worth your time and gives you a perspective on how to be healed. Shalom, shalom.